Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at how to create this dashboard that you can see on your screen using Power BI. This is a sales opportunity dashboard, a useful tool for sales managers and executives to have a quick snapshot of their sales pipeline as well as monitor their progress. This is a two-page report. This first page is the overview page. We have the total opportunities, the number won and lost, as well as the trend by different months. Here we have the opportunity value and as well as the amount won and lost, as well as the trend by different months. We have the win rate and conversion rate. Here we have the sales pipeline to visualize how the opportunity flows down the funnel. Then here we have the opportunities by sales channel, the different sales channel that this company use. Down here we have opportunities by country. You can expand this to have a clearer view. And here we have the top 5 salespersons. You can also filter this page by different months. This is January, and you can just select that back to get back to the default view. You can filter the page by salesperson as well. On the second page, we have a detailed view of salespersons. And right now we have Angela Chen, and you can see the total opportunities, opportunity value, as well as the win rate. You can get detailed information as well as this icon showing the deal status, the ones that are open won and the ones that are lost as well. You can filter this page too. If you're new to this channel, click on the subscribe button and turn on the notification to get notified when I post new videos. The link to the data set that I used for this report, as well as the Power BI file, are in the description below if you want to follow along. Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is to recreate our background for this report. These are the two backgrounds that I used. They are quite simple to recreate. I'm going to create this first one and you can just replicate the second one. So I'll insert a shape, a rectangle. So this rectangle is going to be filled with white, no outline. Then I'll insert a second one to serve for our header space. I'll fill this with this shade of blue. Where is that blue? This shade of blue. Then insert a rounded rectangle. The height of this is going to be 6.1 and the width is going to be 12.69. So adjust that. Change the fill color to this shade of gray. Outline, no outline. Add effect, shadow. Insert another rounded rectangle. Height, I want the height to be 1.57 and the width is going to be 4.04. Fill color, I want fill color to be white, no outline. Adjust the edge. So we have this here. Duplicate it so that we can have two more of it. Select the three of them and distribute horizontally. Align top and bottom so that they'll be on straight line. Then copy this, paste, extend the size of it. Then duplicate this again. I want the height of this particular one to be 1.90. Then copy, paste. So we have this here. Then duplicate this so that we can fill up this other space for our table. So we have the first page. So Control A, Control G to group everything, right click and save as picture. And as you're going to save this, ensure that you save it as SVG. I've saved it already, so I don't need to save it again. So the next second page, you can easily replicate the second page. You can see that it's just the number of shapes that differs here. Next, we're going to import our background on Power BI. Here in Power BI, we are going to import our background. So just click on the page, select format, canvas background, browse, look for the particular image that you just saved as SVG. So I save this as opportunity. So this is the one here. Image, set image to fit and transparencies to 0. Then I'm going to import the second page as well. Confirm, transparency to 0, image to fit. So we have the first and second pages. So this is the data set that we're going to be using for this report. We have 2 pages, the sales opportunity page. Here we have the opportunity ID, reporting date, salesperson, customer, country, sales stage, and whether identify validated proposal won or lost. Then here we have the opportunity value. This is in USD. Then the sales channel used, there are different sales channel here. You can, they have the partners, telesis, and website. Then here we have the close date or the expected close date. Then next steps. Then the second page, we have the salesperson. This second page, actually, I had to add this because I needed images on this particular report. So for these images, I posted my image on a website known as IMGBB. So I'm going to show you the website. So this is the website IMGBB, a free hosting, image hosting website. It is free to use, but you have limited storage space. If you want more space, you can sign up for the pro account. So right now, this is my page. So you can see all the images that I used for the report. You can upload yours here by just clicking upload. Then when you've uploaded, you click on this to select the image URL. Then populate that on your table and you can use it for your reports. So this is how I hosted it. For your company images, I advise you to use your company SharePoint site. You can easily do that and connect to SharePoint and be able to like import images into your report. So we are going to import the data set here. So click on Excel workbook. Sales opportunity. So this is the Excel file. Open. Then I have a table. This is just a replicate. So I can just select the sales opportunity as well as the salesperson. This to transform. So this is our data on Power Query. I have the column quality label turned on. If you don't have this part turned on, you can click on view and turn on your column quality. It gives you an idea of what your column looks like and helps in your data cleaning process. It gives you the percentage of the empty and the valid rows. So here, if you go through this, you find out that we don't really have any empty um, column here aside this particular one, which we are not going to use in our analysis. So the ones that we're interested in are okay. Then also the data types, if you need to go through the data type of your data to ensure that each column is represented by the right data type. You can see that Power BI has already changed type, so you need to double check the type that it's assigned to your individual column to ensure that the right column has the right data type. So the next thing I'm going to do is to, when you go to country, you find out that if you look at the categories within the country, you find out that United Kingdom is labeled as UK and United States as US. So I need these two to be in their full names. So in order to do that, I'm going to replace the values. So I'll right click on this, select replace values, US, change that to United States, click OK. So you can see that it has been replaced. So we have that of UK. We will do the same for UK. Replace values. UK, change that to United Kingdom. Click OK. So we also have that. If you click on the drop down, you can see that they are both being replaced. You can load more to be sure that everything is loaded. And next thing I'm going to do is to we'll go to the second query that we have, which is the salesperson here. So right now you can see that our column title is still generic, column one and column two. So I'll promote headers because our column titles are in the first row. So I'll click on home, use first rows as header. So we've promoted that. Then I'm going to merge salesperson with sales opportunity because we need these images. So I'm going to go back to sales opportunities and click on, let me expand this part. So we have merge queries. So we are merging queries as normal. We want it to be attached to this, not as new. So I'll select the next new table, which is salesperson in this case. So the common columns in this case is the salesperson column. So select that. Left outer join. You can see all from the first table, then matching from the second. So we're getting all the rows from the first table, then the corresponding, the matching ones from the second one. So click OK. We have this here. We're going to expand. This is the sign to expand because this is still in table form here. So I will expand this and I only want to select the images. I don't want the salesperson to come in as well. So I'll deselect this and select just images. Click OK. Do not use the original column as prefix. Just click OK. So we have those sales person's images here. That is the final thing I'm going to be doing on this. I'll click close and apply. Now we have our data imported into Power BI. This is what it looks like here. So I'm going to change the format of this date. I want to change it to day, month, and year. I'll do the same for the closing date. So I'm going to go back to the Power Query. I don't need this anymore since we've merged this. So I'll go back to Power Query, transform data. So for the salesperson, I will disable load. I don't need it. I don't need it in this report, but it's going to be included in our refresh. But we don't need it in the Power BI side of things. So it is no longer visible here. Next thing I'm going to do is to create a simple date table that I'm going to be using for this report. So to do that, I'll click on new table, label it as date table, which is equal to calendar. We're going to be using the calendar function. The start date in this case, we're going to be using the minimum reporting date of our data in opportunity table. So min reporting date. Then the maximum date, which is going to be the end date. Still the max reporting date. So our start date is going to be the minimum reporting date and the maximum is going to be so that as the data for sales opportunity reporting date is being updated, our date table is updated automatically. So I'll click on date, change it to date, not date time. Then I'll change this to day, month, year. So I'm going to create another column for my month, new column. So the month number equal to month function date, the date that we've created, which is this here in our date table. Then next is going to be the month name, which is equal to format. I want to format the date. And from that date, I want to extract the first three letters of the month. So I'm going to use MMM, enter. So the next thing I'm going to create is going to be a new column for our month initial. So I want to extract just the first letters of each month. I'm going to be using this particular formula for that. So what this formula is actually doing is that it is extracting the month from our date, which is this first part. Then the next thing is that it's attaching a unique character. This character means space. And the number of space is going to attach is based on the month number itself. So you can see that this is the formula that we use for month number. So in a situation whereby you have January and July, which are both JJ, be attaching characters based on the month number. So January is going to have like one space and July is going to have seven spaces. So that if we are sorting this by month number, probably I can easily sort and see that yes, we are seeing JJ, but these two J's that we are seeing are different because they have different number of spaces attached to them. So that is why we attach this character to differentiate that. So we have this. The final column I'm going to add to this is going to be our year, which is just the year function, date. So we have the year. Then I'll click on month initial and sort that by month number. Also the month name, sort that by month number as well. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to connect this date table to our sales opportunities table. So I'll click on manage relationship from here. New relationship, table sales opportunity to table date table. So I'm connecting reporting date to our date here. So we have one to many relationship, single cross filter direction, save. So the next thing we're going to do is to create a table for my measures. So I'll click on enter data, rename the table as key measures, click load. So the first measure is going to be the count of our opportunities, and we're going to be counting the opportunity ID column. So right click, new measure, total opportunities is equal to count of the ID column, opportunity ID column, which is this. So the next measure that we're going to be creating is the total opportunities one. But before we create that, we're going to create a new calculated column. If you look at our table where we have the sales stage, find out that we have different categories. But we want to create a column that will reduce this to just three categories, whereby if the opportunity is not won or lost, it is labeled as open. Lost opportunities are labeled as lost. Won opportunities are labeled as won. But if it is not won or lost, it's labeled as open. So in order to do that, I will click on new column and use this DAX here. So what this DAX is about is that it's using a switch statement. If the sales opportunity stage is equal to one, give me one. If it is lost, give me lost. But if it is neither of these two things, give me open. So I'll click OK. That is to commit. You can validate this to ensure that each particular one is giving you what it's supposed to. So you can easily filter for open and ensure that there is no loss. So click on open and go back to the sales stage. So this is the sales stage. If you check the drop down, there is no loss of one. So meaning that all these are labeled as open. So our DAX is working the way it's supposed to. So back to the measure part, I'm going to create a new measure for our one opportunities. So opportunities one is equal to, we use the calculate function. Expression in this case is going to be total opportunities. And we're going to filter the deal status, which is the new column that we created, where is equal to one. Ensure that you are writing on the way you wrote it in the particular previous task. Else Power BI will not be able to identify that. Ensure that if you are using uppercase, use uppercase on this. Exactly the way you wrote it and without spaces. So this is part one. And the next one is going to be lost. The same thing for lost. So in order to quickly do that, I don't need to. Let me just go back and copy. Then new measure, paste. So wherever we have one, it is highlighted. I'll click on Control Shift and L, change that to lost. We have lost. So the next measure we're going to be creating is the opportunity value. So we already have our opportunity value column here in USD. So we're going to sum this. So new measure, opportunity value, which is equal to sum of the opportunity value column. Then just like we did for opportunities, we're going to calculate the opportunity values for the lost and won. So right click, new measure, opportunity value 1, which is equal to same calculate function. Expression in this case is going to be opportunity value. Then filter the due stage as well. I mean the due status, where is equal to 1. Then I'll copy this so that we can replicate that of lost. So we have that of lost. The next measure we're going to be creating is the win rate. So we want to know the amount of opportunities that we eventually won when compared to the lost opportunities. So we're going to create that measure using this. So here, what this measure is doing is that um, we've calculated our opportunities won. So we are dividing that by the opportunities that were either won or lost, not the whole opportunities that are open, for instance. So the next measure we're creating is the conversion rate. And we're going to use this DAX formula. For this, we are considering the proposal stage. So out of the opportunities that got to the proposal stage, which ones were eventually won? So here we have the first variable. We're calculating the number of opportunities that are in proposal stage. Then the second one is the one count, the number of opportunities that we already won. Then we're dividing the one count by the number of opportunities in proposal and won. So in order to know our conversion rate. So now we have all our measures. I don't need this column 1. I'll delete this. Delete from model. So we start creating our visualizations. So the first thing we're going to create is the card visual for our total opportunities. So for this, we are going to be selecting the new card. This is the symbol. So I'm going to add total opportunities to this. Click on total opportunities. Then click on format, size and style. We want the height to be 140 and the width is going to be 151. Turn off the background, no background, and scroll down to where you have the call out value for total opportunities. I want the font to be Sergio UI and the font size is going to be 18. And display unit, I want it none. I'll click on total opportunities so I can add the comma separation. So back to the format part. So where you have the label, expand that. I'm okay with the font size of 12. I will remove the total part of the opportunities so that it's only read opportunities. Then above value, which is fine. Then the layout, center align, which is okay. For the call out, I want the call out to be center align as well. Then I'll scroll down to where we have the reference labels. The reference labels here are going to be the opportunity won and lost. So I'm going to add that data here. Opportunities won and opportunities lost. Close this. So I'm going to select the first one, which is opportunity one. Change the custom name so that it will read only opportunities. And the text size is going to be 10. Then scroll down to where you have value. Value is 12, which is okay. Then scroll back up so that I can select the opportunity lost. Change the field name to custom. Remove the opportunities. Leave only lost. The text size 10. Then value is 12, which is okay as well. So I'll select all the reference table in this case, or so that we enable the divider. So for the divider part, I want the color of the divider to be this shade of gray. And the background, I want to turn off the background. And where you have the layout, which is still grayed out, I will have to select all the reference label to enable that. So right now we have it as rows, change it to column. Then I want this to be at the top, as well as alignment is going to be center aligned and spacing. So I want 3 spacing between label and the outer padding to be 10. Then scroll down to where we have card. I want to turn off the background and the border as well. Then turn on the accent bar. I want the accent bar to be on the right and the color of the accent bar to be this. Also, I'll go back there, reduce the width of the accent bar. I want to reduce it to 1. So we have this here. Next is going to be the line chart. So to do that, I'll click on line charts, adjust it here so that it will have the same height with the card. Then I'm going to add opportunities to the y-axis, total opportunities on the y-axis, and my month initial on the x-axis. So I'm going to quickly format this. Click on format, size and styles, turn off the background, and where you have the title, turn off the title. Then where you have the y-axis, turn off the value. Then scroll down to where you have the lines. The line join type, the width of the line, I want it to be 2. The join type, I want it smooth. And add my marker. Reduce the size of the marker. Reduce the size of the marker to 3. Then change the color of the line, which is this. The next thing I'm going to do is to group the 2 visuals. Click on 2 of them, holding down the Control key, and group Control G. So I will duplicate this. and place it here. So I'm going to add that of the opportunity value and replicate the same thing I did here for opportunity value. So on this first one, I'm going to add, instead of opportunities, I'm going to change that to opportunity value. And I'll you make the opportunity value to have the currency sign, then start formatting. So where we have this retained our initial format, which is no background and all. So go back to the callout part, select total opportunity value. We're going to select the font that we've been using, take your UI and the size 18. Then scroll down, go to display unit, change display unit to none, and scroll down to where we have the data label is okay with the font of 12. And where we have the reference label, we're going to add the opportunity values of won and loss, just like we did for just total opportunities. So I'll select opportunity value won and opportunity value lost. To select the label for the value won, I'm going to change the custom. I just want to show one, the size of 10, and the value it's okay. Then for the second label, which is lost, change the title. I only want it to display lost as well. And size as 10. Then also in this case, I want the both of them to have currency sign. So I will just go back to where we have that here, format this as currency, format this as currency as well. And go back to where we have the value, display unit none. Then do the same for that of one that we've done before. Display unit as well, none. Then finally here, I'm going to go back to the reference label so that we can adjust the color for the divider. So scroll down, reference label, select all so that you can enable the divider part. So this is the background, turn it off. Then the divider, I want the color to be this color. And we're going to change the graph as well, the line chart, so that it will reflect opportunity value instead of opportunities, total opportunities. Then change the line color as well. The next chart we're going to create is for our win rate, which is a gauge chart. For that, we are going to click on gauge chart, drag that to this part, and add our win rate to it. So for win rate, we're going to change this to percentage and no decimal place. Then click on format, size and style, turn off the background. Our height, I want the height to be 140 and the width to be 170. And scroll down to padding, and this is okay, 0. Then scroll down to where you have title. Our title is going to be Sajo UI 12. Then where you have the color, the field color, I want the field color to be this. Then data labels, turn that. So I'm going to replicate this for my conversion rate since it's also represented using a git chart. Select conversion and change that to percentage as well. So we have this. Next one is going to be funnel chart of our sales pipeline. So I'll select a funnel chart. This is the symbol for funnel chart. Expand this. I'm going to select total opportunities and I want to add the different sales stages to it. So which is this particular one. Let me format it as well. Click on format, turn off the background, and where you have the title, I want the title to be Sergio UI store. Then scroll down to where you have the colors of the bar. I want to use this color. And scroll down to where you have conversion rate, turn that off. Next is in the donut chart or the opportunities by sales channel. So I'm going to select donut chart, adjust that here so that I can fit this particular placeholder. Then select total opportunities and sales channel. Then format, turn off the background. So where you have the legend, turn off the title of the legend. And where you have the slices, I want to change color of slices. So for this particular part, I want it to be this shade of blue. Then for this one, I want this to be orange. For this, I want it to be this shade of gray. And the last one, I want this to be this shade of blue. Then where you have the detail labels, I only want to show the percent of total. And the title of the chart itself, I want it to be 12 and our font that we've been using. Next is total opportunities by country. For this, we're going to be using this shape map file. If you don't have this enabled, I have a video on how to enable this, as well as how to create the file that we're going to be using for this creation of this shape map on your screen. The link to the video is on your screen. You can check that out later. So I'll click on shape map. Then I'll select location. In this case is country. So you can see that by default, we have United States, but we want to use the world map. So I'm going to be importing this file that I talked about. Like I said, the link to that is going to be in the description as well as on your screen. You can refer to that video to see how I created this map. I'm going to add this map as a resource to this particular video. So I'll click on that. This is the map file. Then select, oh, I'm going to select equirectangular in this case. So the color that I'm going to be using, I want to use this fill color. And for blank areas, I want to use a lighter shade of gray. So we have this. And then finally, the saturation part, the color saturation, which is going to be our total opportunities in this case. I'll add total opportunities to color saturation part, which means I'm going to go back again to edit my fill colors. So we have opportunities by country. Then let me edit the title as well. So this is 12 and Sergio UI. Next is the table visual of top five salesperson. So I'll select the table, expand here. So I'm going to be adding, before that, for the images that we created, I'm going to categorize this so that Power BI will see it as image URL. So I'll select image URL. So that will be the first item we're going to add to the table. You can see that here. Then next is the names of the salespersons. Add that here. Okay. Opportunity value and total opportunities. So I'm just going to rename this to show only opportunities. Then where we have salesperson name, I don't want that to show. So I'll just place that with dots. And here that we have images, I want this to read salesperson. Then we are going to format the table and just this. So since this is going to represent the top five, we're going to filter this for top five. So click on filter pane where you have the salesperson, expand that, basic filtering top N, show item 5, add the value. In this case, we want to filter by opportunity value. Drag that to this, apply filter. So this is showing the top five salespersons by opportunity. So we're going to format this further. So where you have size and style, turn off the background, then style preset. We want it to show minimal and scroll down where you have total, turn it up entirely. Then scroll down to where you have image size. We want this instead of 75, 75, we want it to be 50 up and 50 down. So which is fine. The five personnels are showing. Then remove the borderline. So where you have grid, there's still a border there. So change that color to color I've been using. Increase the width. So I'm going to add a title to this using a text box. So text box, top five salesperson. Increase the font size to 12 to fit the title that we've been using. Drag that to this place. So the next thing we're going to do is to add our slicer as well as our page navigator for this particular. So I'll click on slicer. We're going to be having slicer for year, month, and salesperson. Add year to it. I'll be getting my year from the date table. So right now it's on, this type is between. I want it to be a drop down. Select that. Adjust this. Where I have size and style, I want the height to be 55 and the width to be 124. Drag it down here. Turn off the background. The font as well as the slider header, I want this to be 8 for Sergio UI. The font color white so that it will be visible. And where I have my value, I want this to also be 8. Font color white as well. But the background of the value in this case is going to be this blue so that it will be visible. Then copy the space for year, for month, as well as I'll just add salesperson as well. So select the second one, replace that with month name. So we have the month showing. And next is to select the last one and replace that with salesperson. So we have the salespersons there. So I'm going to select the three and click on Format, Align, Distribute horizontally to ensure that they're on the same line. Then group the three of them. Next is to add a title to this. So I'll select my text box, Sales Opportunity Dashboard. Select all, increase the font size to 24, make it bold, adjust so that I can have everything showing. Change the font color to white. Click on Format and turn off the background. So we have that. So I'm going to rename this page as our overview page. And next one is going to be the salesperson's page. So that I can enable our page navigator. I'll click on Insert, Buttons, Page Navigator, Page Navigator. So drag that to this part, adjust, reduce the height. Then I will format this background. It's turned up. So where I have the style, I want the default color when selected. I want the font to be black, while the hue color to be a shade of orange that I've been using in this report. Then I want the shape of the button itself. I want this to be rectangle, snipped, both rounded both top, not snipped in this case. Then I'm going to turn off the border, turn off the border for both when it is selected as well as when it is on default. Okay. So we have this, and I will drag this down so that it will lap on top of that. I'm going to copy all the elements that we have at the top of this chart to the second page. On the second page, paste that. You can see that automatically our page navigator has highlighted the six person's page. So here we're going to rename this as salesperson's details. So for this particular page, I'm going to change this to represent country. So I'll select country because we're going to have another slicer down here, salesperson. So next, I'm going to be adding a new card visual to show images of our sales personnel as well as the total opportunities, opportunity values and win rates related to them. So I'll select the total opportunities in this case. This is what we're going to have on our card. Then go to format where we have call out value, turn off the value, as well as turn off the label. So where we have images, select that, total opportunities, turn it on. We're going to select the image URL that we have on our data. Click on the effects, select the field. So we have our images in here, titled images. Select that, click OK. So we currently have this first person showing. The next is going to be next thing we're going to do is to add reference labels to this card. So the reference labels in this case is going to be total opportunities and opportunity value, then the win rate. I'm going to increase the size of this card. I want the height to be 316 and the width of the card to be 259. So we have this here. Scroll down. We don't want the background to show. Then where we have the reference labels in this case, select the first one, total opportunities, field name, change, add a semicolon there, and reduce the font size to 10. Then for the value, I want display units none. I want everything to show. I will do the same for opportunities value. Change the custom, reduce the size to 10, add semicolon. Then for the value as well, I want display units none as well. Finally, we have the win rate. Add semicolon. So we have that. Next, I'm going to go to where we have the full reference label. Select all instead of just one so as to enable the divider. So our divider, I want to change the color to this. Then the background, I want the background color to be this blue thing. That means you're going to go back to the individual of labels to change the font colors so that they'll be visible. I'll do that quickly. So I'll go back to the images, ensure that the position of the image is above text so that to align the way we want it. And we want everything to show, especially the part of the head. So we'll go to the cards where we have padding. I want to customize this padding. So want this to show 65 so that the head part is out. Then I'm going to add a shape to this rectangle. I want it to be rounded, but rounded is going to be customized, custom style. So top right, increase this to 20 and bottom right, 20. So we have this. Next is to add a slicer for the salesperson's head. So I'm going to click on this list slicer, then select our data, which is going to be salespersons. In this case, currently have this. So I'll format this, ensure that the background is turned off, as well as the title. We are using the font style we are currently using for the whole report, which is Sergio UI. Then the layout, so that the number of buttons to show at once, 8 is quite a lot, so I'll reduce it to 5. Adjust this. And when you select the first person, this is Andre Chen. So we have the salesperson's part here. So next is to create a table for the individual values of each salesperson to highlight the details regarding them. For that, I'm going to import this particular table here since we've already formatted it. I want to retain this format. Copy, paste. So I'll remove the values from the table so that I can create a new one. Ensure that I remove the filter as well. I'll add the opportunity ID. So add the reporting date, add customer, add the opportunity value. I don't want this to be summarized. Add the add the country, add the sales channel, the stage, the deal status, then you closed it. So I'll just rename this as closed so that we will not have a long title. Remove the USD part of this part because we already have the dollar sign in. Then I'll click on this, click on format so that I can add more formatting to the table. So where I have opportunity value, so select specific column, opportunity value. I want this I want this to be center aligned. Then where I have a specific cell element, I want to, for the opportunity value, I want to turn on the data bars. And for that, I want to change the color to use the color that we are currently using. A lighter shade of that so that it will not entirely cover the chart. Then I'm going to add another conditional formatting to the deal status as well. So that when a deal is open, it's showing yellow. When it is closed and won, it is showing green. When it is closed and lost, it is showing red. So I will click on deal status, use icon, turn on the icon part. So if this is showing open, give me a yellow cycle. If it is showing lost, give me a red cycle. If it is showing one, give me a green cycle. Then click OK. So right now, all these are showing open. If you scroll to where you have the one part, you can see that it's showing green for one. So we have our overview page as well as the salesperson's page. So that is the end of this report. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. I would like to know what you think about this particular video in my comment section. Also, check out other videos that I've created on your screen.